Hey guys, Ashley Daniels here for another Spotlight On with celebrity hairstylists Jesus and Angel. You don't want to miss this. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I feel like there's a hair whip that needs to happen right now. I am with the masters of hair.
I feel like it's gonna
What's up?
The elite celebrity hairstylists. I'm trying to come up with a word that's grand, and your mother helped me today. We have a beautiful guest today in our studio. She's not on camera, but she is
Hi, Mom.
hot. You can trust me on that. Ashley Daniels here for another Spotlight On. You can tweet me at Ashley Daniels. I am with, drumroll please, Jesus and Angel. Guys, welcome. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
And your Twitters or your Instagrams, are at
Juicy G.
And Prince Angel 1987.
Prince Angel 1987.
Yes.
Very nice. And when I met you guys, what did I do? I literally
Like ran up to us.
I ran up to you guys. I
She's
didn't
like,
even meet you
"Move the
yet.
crowd."
Well, first you like froze and was like, I gotta know who these people are.
It's like a moment, you know, like in the movies, like where you're like walking through the crowd super slowly.
But you have like the most, like a very catchy energy. So we
such
clicked
good
right away
energy.
as soon as we did see each other.
I just had a moment. I was like, I need to know who you guys are. Like, where did you come from? I mean, I'm from Boston. Everybody's very conservative. Okay, I should take that back. Yeah, in Boston there, where I'm from, there's a lot of big hair, a lot of like tans and stuff going on. But like, you guys just have the LA like awesome big hair. But you're from Dallas, correct?
No, Houston.
Houston. Oh, I got the Texas right.
Yeah.
But the big hair is in Houston, right?
Houston and
okay.
Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
A little bit
All of
everywhere.
Texas,
All of
right?
All of Texas, yes,
So it's
for
like
sure.
Texas plus LA equals you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure.
So tell me, I've already kind of heard the story, and I'm sure if anybody is listening that you've already watched the Spotlight Ons with Ashley home and with Gabriel, Makeup Gabriel. So you would maybe have heard a little bit about Jesus and Angel because they were always brought up in those interviews because you guys all kind of knew each other.
We all started it for each other.
So I feel like I kind of know what's going on, but I want to hear from you how you went from living in Texas to all of a sudden coming to LA and dominating the hair industry. So tell me how you guys got started in hair first. Did you start out early on, or was it something that you started later in life?
Well, we worked for this company back in Texas, a huge company, family owned. I was there for 10 years and he was there for...
it was like 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
And we've always known each other. And anyway, so we, at the time, it was Lily Galici was on the Shahs of Sunset, and she needed a hairdresser when she visited Houston. And then I submitted my portfolio, and so once that happened, she picked me. And so I would do her hair a lot. Every time she would come to Texas, I would take over. And then one day she needed a makeup artist. And then that's when I introduced Ashley to Lily. And then that's when Ashley got on the bus and rode on. She just jumped on and took off with it, you know? And so same thing with him. I got him in too.
Yeah, and you know, Houston, it has a cap. You know, you kind of stop growing after a while, and your dreams become bigger than the city is, and you need to go to a bigger city that has bigger dreams that you could, you know, achieve. That people. How could I explain it?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think
You get where I'm going?
absolutely. You get to a point where
Like,
you feel like you hit the
Where you're
ceiling.
just like, and you look around and you're like, who do I want to be like? Who do I aspire to be like? Who motivates me? Who is my role model? And you look around and you stop and you stare and you look at your coworker here, your coworker there. Nobody is inspiring you. Nobody is pushing you to become bigger and better. And that's when it's your time to go.
And
you
so,
know? And
despite of we were so successful in the company that we were working for, he was the one like he was telling you there was nothing to live for over there. So
you got comfortable.
We got comfortable, and we were too young to be comfortable.
Okay.
So he was the one that kind of pushed me, like.
I was like, nope, not being comfortable.
And so he's like, let's go to California. I was the one that was kind of like a little scared because I was was a big fish in a small pond. Like, I was on top of my game, and why break? You know what they're saying? Like, why break something if it's not broken? I mean, why
Right.
fix something when it's not broken?
Right.
And so he got me out of like, snap out of it,
Nope.
let's go. And so
Let's
we got
break
here.
it and make it bigger. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
So this is all very interesting because I feel like a lot of people, their dreams are to get comfortable. And you know what I mean?
never.
So, and sometimes, and because we kind of all aspired someday to be at a point where we don't have to worry. We can just
Yeah.
live life. But when you have big dreams, being comfortable isn't always the answer to
No.
to life. To
It's all
having a
about
happy
challenging
life.
yourself
Right.
because, you know, why do you think a lot of these, well, older hairstylists like Sharon Blaine and Oribe, like they have so much experience because I'm sure they faced a lot of challenges into their careers and now look at where they at. And so, another example, and it doesn't have to be just about hairdressers. Like, my mother went to school with a designer named Cesar Galindo, and he been in the 80s just trying to make it with the fashion industry, and he landed a big Wendy Williams as his client, and that's who he does now. So that just sets an example. He didn't give up, and he kept challenging himself, and look at where he's at. So it doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, what your career is if you're passionate about it, it will show, and people like that, and so they get
Never
drawn
give
to it.
up. Never give up. You need to, like, I think a lot of people, whenever they move out and try to follow their dreams, they need to realize that it's a lot of sacrifice. You know what I mean? You're giving up everything in life. You're giving up your money, you're giving up your comfort, you're giving up your family to move to something unknown. And when we first moved here, we're all we had. You know, Ashley wasn't here, Gabriel wasn't here. We had no friends, and we were just like two boys with a dream, you know what I mean? With a dream to become something really, really big. And we were so focused, and then it happened for us. And it's been like a year and a half now, and I feel like we're doing so great. And I thank God every day, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be where we are today, you know?
Could we discuss, for anybody that doesn't know, the two of you have not only known each other forever, right? You guys grew up like 5 years
11
old.
years.
But you've been
11 years.
You guys have been together for
for
so
a
you're-
long time.
So how is that? How is it to work with the person that It's not easy to work with someone that you are with. It becomes like your work and your relationship.
It's hard to build, put business with a love relationship.
Mix business
Yeah.
with pleasure. So how have you guys sustained? I mean, living in LA and having such crazy schedules. How do you guys sustain your relationship throughout all of that?
Like, work-wise, I love to hear other people's opinions, and I feel like he does too. And, you know, we try to criticize each other in such a positive way. It's never like a race between us. And I think that's what makes it so good. You know, like, we're never like, oh, you're better than me or I'm better than you. It's like, oh, I'm better at this, you're better at that. So now let's make it together and become greater, you know?
Okay.
And so to answer the question, we basically we've been friends up until 4.5 years ago. That's when we became exclusive. So we've always been friends. We grew up in the same neighborhood and stuff like that. But having said that, we understood what we were good at and what boundaries to touch and not to touch. So once we understood each other, then it got into the business aspect. And so he's good at a particular certain thing, and I'm particularly good at certain hairstyles as well. So with that, we just conjoin it. But we always try to make sure we leave work outside. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's kind of challenging because you're like, oh, he's always on the phone, you know, but at the same time, that is our job. Our job is to make sure we keep up with the current events and see what's
Get
popping
inspired,
and everything.
you know?
Absolutely.
And so, and there'll be times where I'll just like, get off the phone, this is our time or whatever.
Right.
But
You have to set a time.
Yes,
Like, time aside.
I
always.
think that's key. Right,
Like,
exactly.
always. And you know, I think I'm the guilty one of always being on my phone. I'm that guilty person.
yeah, but
So I'm
at
always
the
like
same time,
pushing it away. I'm like, push it away.
but at the same time, I do go to him for advice as far as like because he is always on his phone looking at what's hot, I do ask him, okay, I know too, but he's what, you're 4 years, he's 4 years younger than me. So he knows a little bit, he has a fresher take on certain things. So again, that's another subject to bring, as far as like, a lot of people who are older tend to be hard-headed. They don't want to take advice from someone younger. And so and for me, like, I have to learn to take constructive criticism, and because he is a little younger, he has a fresh take on things, so I like look up to him when it comes to that. Like,
right.
Okay, I gotta make sure I'm not stuck in a rut, like doing the same old.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, that's what we do.
Sorry, okay, I got it. Someone just we had some questions. Okay, so in terms of your dynamic together as business partners and as partners in life, you had kind of touched upon, you both have different things that you're really good at, and like specialties with hair. Can you kind of touch upon what those things are, and who inspires each of you?
Okay, so my taste of like Angel's more editorial, a little bit more like on the extreme side.
I do more
like high fashion editorial work.
I hate blending in, so
and then I'm more of a your everyday glam girl, like Kardashian, like very like if that type of bubble, where like more like an everyday glam,
right?
Where like this style that girls could wear every day and switch it up every day. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
kinda like,
I do.
An everyday look. He does every day. I do more like it's art, like just editorial.
Okay.
And something.
Well, there's the balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Editorial more.
Okay.
I'm more like everyday.
And that's
glam.
what I mean when I say I look up to him for different advice, because he does know how to tell me, tame it down a little bit. It's looking a little too theatrical, and I take it because I'm learning how to be more soft.
Right.
Because LA is all about that soft glamour, but still I make it a point, and it's very important to me personally to always stand out, no matter what's the hot thing right now. I still like to go the different direction, because that's just who I am. And when in LA, you have to be very careful. You stay true to who you are, because a lot of these people can gear you off, because everybody comes for the same purpose.
Exactly.
And so it's hard sometimes also too, and I think that's why we're so close in our relationship, because it's hard for us to trust people. And we only have each other, and we make sure that, and that's our bond. So that's what keeps us strong at home. So when we're out to defeat out the real world, we're doing it together, and we're going hard. And you're not getting hit once, you're getting hit twice. Right. So that is, that's how we think.
Totally. And that's probably the reason why you made it so quickly, because you had, not only do you have the talent, and you're so gifted in what both of you do, but when you have somebody else that has your back, it makes this really difficult world of LA a little bit easier to understand.
That is, I totally agree.
And I think it's great that you don't trust anybody, because it's
and
so
it's not
tough.
like you're being negative or anything like that.
No, it's just you learned early on. A lot of people have to be out here for a long time to realize you really can't trust anybody.
You can't trust anybody. Everybody's out here for themselves, and that's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I came out here, and Angel came out here. We came out here to be great. Ashley came out here to be great. Gabriel came out here to be great. We're so lucky that we have that amazing group of friends that we brought with us from Houston. But a lot of people don't have that, and you know what I mean? And people, again, like I said, they're out for themselves, and they're willing to do anything to get to the top, which is not the way I like to work,
Ashley always says that when I was interviewing her, and just in general, she's always looking out for other people, to get other people a job here, or like if she hears of something, it's great, because you guys all support one another. And I don't understand, I always think long term, and I think that's what you guys really succeed in, is you always think long term. So maybe in this moment, it's not, it would be easier to just take something, but in the long run, it's better to give, because that person's going to remember, and then maybe you guys can, one hand washes the other.
And
exactly.
I mean, we don't just go and do the client's hair and get paid. We don't do that. We want to make sure we love what we're doing during the process, but also we would like to give people the opportunity to get to know us, and then we get to know them, and that way they can see that we love what we do, and it shows when they have it on themselves. And so, having said that, we make sure that they see that Southern hospitality in us, because you don't get that a lot over here. Because in LA, people always late, or there's a lot of traffic or whatever. But we always make sure that we're there on time. We keep it professional. We're very observant, and I think that a lot of those work ethics get us on a pedestal,
Absolutely. Of course, if you're reliable, and people, and especially with this industry,
and
everybody's
that's
got
huge. It's so rare to find loyalty.
It's the little things that actually mean so much more. That's why you've gained such a loyal client base. Could we touch upon who you both work with? I mean, I have a long list here, but looks like, Lily Galici, of course, who is, in a sense, kind of the person who...
She's like the glamazon queen of Instagram.
She's our bestie. She's our friend.
And she's really does support everybody. And I know I said this the last 2 times, but it really is true. And I don't think she gets
she's amazing,
attention she deserves when it comes to how much she helps people.
She does.
I don't think
everybody on her glam team, everybody that she's ever, I feel like, came in contact with in the glam world has became something so great and something so big now. Like, look at Makeup by Ariel, look at Rocal, look at Etienne, look at all these amazing artists that are doing such great things, and they all started as their canvas, you know what I mean? And now they're doing the A-list celebrities, which is goals. You know?
goals.
Like,
and so, but yeah, Lily definitely
she's of course one of them.
Yeah, she's the one that told me in Houston, like, she grabbed my arm, and I remember the last time I did her hair in Houston, she grabbed my arm, she's like, why are you still here? As soon as she looked at me straight in the eye, like, I got the chills, and I was like, you know what, I need to listen. Maybe this is just a sign. And then he was on top of me about moving over here. So I have to say, like, Lily, we give her some credit for sure, because
you guys definitely do. I'm saying in general, I feel like it's I didn't know prior to interviewing any of you that was who she is. I mean, I'm not in that world, in the glamour world,
right?
Clearly,
and
but I didn't know.
Amazing.
Oh well, I tried for you. But I find it fascinating that she does that all the time just because she wants to do it.
And in the glamour world, she is considered the glamour hotel. Like, she has a hotel full of glam teams that people look up to her, like other celebrities call her and say, who do you recommend? Because she's a perfect judge at that. Lily knows what's quality glam, and so she sends it out. And so, and that's who we started with as far as the celebrity.
And the thing
and
about
go ahead.
And the thing about her is too, it's that she wants you to do great. She wants to put you out there. She wants you to go to the next level. She wants you to grow beyond her. Right. That brings her so much joy, because you started off with her.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, that's very rare. So.
And with Lily, that introduced him to all the other celebrities that he's worked with. Khloe Kardashian.
Okay, I was going to just ask.
Dorothy
who are some
Wang.
Okay.
And I forget all the other people.
I've done a lot, like Vanity Makeup, who's
Vanity
huge.
Makeup.
Nicole Williams from Wags.
Nicole Williams.
One of my best friends, Jessica Lowndes, I saw.
Yeah.
I love Jessica.
Erica Mena.
Erica Mena.
Trisha Paytas.
Now, Trisha
Paytas.
It's another, on my part, she was the one to really blow both of us up, because she taught us how to get a different demographic, not just the LA glam world, but she got us to expand ourselves and our viewers, as far as, again, our demographic. Like, a lot of the people that are not so into the glam world, there's the ones that everybody relate to. The regular, not regular people,
No, I know what
but
you're saying. Of course,
yeah,
the
like
more
average.
relatable.
And she was always on us about like, get yourselves out there, make sure people know y'all. And she was always another Lily too.
Like believes in
She
us.
always pushed us to get better, and that's Trisha Paides. If you're seeing this, I love you. Thank you for all that you do for us. But yeah, I would definitely like. I work with her the most. I'm basically almost like her personal stylist, but not her personal stylist. but yeah, that she and that I knew she was genuine because for a celebrity, people don't really give you the time of day that much sometimes, and not all celebrities. I mean, but you know, when you're busy, you're busy. But she always took it to the point where make sure that we keeping catering to our demographics. So yeah, that's that.
No, you guys have a great story, and I think there's so many people that aspire to do what you do and to be so humble where, you know, you've gained a lot of success very fast, and sometimes it can change you, but obviously you guys are still at your roots, you're still humble, and you're still growing and wanting more and
it should
helping
never
others.
stop.
Yeah, and
I should be 80 and still wanting more.
Exactly. So what are your goals now in terms of, because you've only been out here like a year and a half, so what is your next year and 5-year goal for both of you as a team and individually with your own unique styles?
Well, you can go ahead and start first.
Okay, so my 5-year goal, you know me, I have 5-year goals.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't plan on being a hairdresser forever. You know, it's very hard on your body, and it's something that it's very hard. I love what I do. I loved my craft, and I'm going to continue to work hard until I get to the top. And once I get to the top, I'm going to feel so accomplished. You know what I mean?
What's the top?
The top is having a full list of A-list clientele, signed to the best agency, have the best hair product line out there, have the best salon out there. That's the top for me.
So you want to own a salon?
Yeah, I want to own the whole shebang. If I'm going to be a hairdresser, I'm going to accomplish it. I'm going to conquer it. I don't give up. You know what I mean? I told myself when I was 18, I'm going to be a hairdresser. I'm not going to give up until I'm the best, and once I reach the top, I have to move on. I have to continue to grow, and I have to take my craft and my life to the next level.
Sounds like you're going to get to that point and then want more, because you're just that
more
person.
80 and still dreaming.
And I say this all the time, but every really successful person I've interviewed is never satisfied. They've always, I look at them and they're so successful and like, nope, I'm not smelling the roses yet. I'm still going. And I'm like, so I don't know. It seems like your 5-year goal, you'll get to that, like, I gotta do a lot more. I don't know, but it's an amazing goal that you have, and I see you doing it, of course. I mean, you have it in you.
And for me, well, first, I like to start off by saying the reason why we do keep ourselves humble is because we always tell each other, as fast as God has blessed you, it can be taken away just as fast.
That's a great
Never
way to
take
live.
advantage of what you were gifted with. You know, well, hold on. Take advantage of what you're gifted with, but don't take advantage of the opportunity. Well,
don't take it for granted.
Yeah, don't take it for granted.
Right.
That's what I meant to say.
Don't take it for granted.
Yeah,
Again, because everybody's replaceable in LA.
And that's a very good way to
Exactly.
live.
Another
Everybody's
thing.
replaceable
Replaceable in LA.
everywhere.
I'm
Everybody needs to keep that in
replaceable.
mind.
He's
There's
Yeah,
always
and you
someone
always
else.
got to keep. You always be the most hospitable person, even when no one's looking, because you never know who's gonna look at you.
You guys
And
learn
smile.
fast.
Yeah.
You two
Smile,
learn
smile,
fast.
smile. I feel like
uh,
everybody has to smile. Always have a smile on your face, because you never know, again, like Angel said, who's looking. You know, because a smile, it's like a
contagious.
hug. It's like it attracts people, you know,
Absolutely.
and
But
in this world, that's what you need. You need to attract people.
But as far as my 5-year
fair.
goal, or just my goal period, I've always had I get inspired by music. Anything with music, the colors start coming in my head, the visualizations, and I'm a movie buff. So I watch so many movies as references and sources of my hairstyles. Like, I'm a huge fan of old classic Hollywood films, and that's what gets, if y'all see Trisha has so many different hairstyles and that portrays every different decade. So I get very inspired by music and movies. And in my head, the way I do it is, if I was that girl in the chair, how would I want my hair? how do I want to look? And then that's when I do it, and bam, like, I was like, if I look like Trisha, that's how I want to look.
That's why you're so successful, because you don't, it's not for you. You're doing it, what's going to make her happy, what's going to make him happy.
Right, exactly.
And that's why.
And so
it's not what's best for your portfolio, what's best for you that moment.
Yeah, exactly. And because in the end, in the end, you feel so accomplished and so good, and it's not even about the fame, it's not even about the money, it's just how you feel. And just releasing that energy out there, it's just, that's a dream in itself, because there's so many unhappy people that don't even, like, they can't do that for themselves. And to have the ability and the opportunity and the power to do that, that makes it that much greater. But as a personal goal, I would have my alone moments driving in my car while I'm being inspired by music. My dream is to have one day have a huge production, stage setup, lights, picking all the soundtrack, all the music that I want to be performed in the show, but I want to be up on stage and create hair art, masterpiece, while everyone's just looking, just being inspired by art, you know? And I love to teach. So if I can just like educate and just give you a big, huge show of what I love and what I see and what goes on in my head, I get emotional about that all the time.
I don't know how I've seen, I forget where it was one of those hair shows, like it was recent.
Yeah, Bellamy was Bellamy.
Yeah, well, I was there. It wasn't Bellamy's though. It was Bellamy was there, but it was the big hair show in LA.
You're talking about the big hair show?
I forget the name, but every hairstylist, every hair product is there, and they have those stages with the lights, and they have people up there doing all these crazy demos with like the music, and it's going.
Yeah.
So you got to get up there next year.
Yeah, that.
But I know what you're saying. You want bigger and greater. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's
a start.
That's a cool start for you. I mean,
and if there's anybody, the people who are seeing this and listening, if y'all want to know a little bit more of what I'm talking about, just look up different videos from Paul Mitchell. They hold this huge event in Vegas, and like it is a grand performance. And then one time I did see Sarah Jessica Parker and Orbe at the LaGuardia Hotel in New York City, and he did like this Elizabeth Taylor inspired. Orbe also does Caitlyn Jenner, like that's one of his major clients. But
J-Lo, he's done a lot of people.
But like he's someone I look up to.
He's more like a hair icon. Like he used to be really like huge, and now he's just like more iconic in the hair industry.
But when I saw that performance that he did, once I saw that performance that he did, it was just amazing. Like it got me crazy crying, because it was like I love it. And you know, I've done a lot of shows in my past, and each time when it's about to start, once that music's going, I start crying, because it's like I'm just so happy that I'm doing what I am doing. So yeah, that's definitely my goal.
Some people go through their whole life, they never find their passion. So to be able to find it is an accomplishment, and to be able to do it every day is even greater.
We're definitely blessed in that aspect. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a hard work, and it's being blessed and being in the right place at the right. It's all those things that just somehow fit together at the very moment.
You are who you hang with. Yes. Stay away from those people that are not benefiting you. You're not being mean. It's just you're at a different level. You're
at a different point in your life. You know, you're at the point in your life where you are making decisions that are going to affect your future. You know what I mean? You're taking the next step to a better you, and it's okay to not hang out with certain people anymore, because they're not doing nothing for you, and they're not moving up with you, and they're not growing and becoming the best person they could be.
You either get on the bus with us. If not, we don't have time to wait for you.
Yeah.
Get on with us, ride with us, or bye.
Or bye. Or bye, I'll see you on the weekend, girl.
Right? Oh my
During the week, I'm hustling.
It's a good way to think. You guys have everything down pat. You know what you're doing, and that's really smart. So my last question for you is, if someone wants to, they see this and they want to work with you, and they're like, oh my God, I would love to get my hair done by both of you or by one of you, how would they reach out and do that?
Through our emails. They're both on our Instagram.
Okay.
They're linked on our Instagram.
Okay, so if they email you, there's a chance they can get in. It's not like, okay.
Yeah,
for sure.
You don't have to be an elite client. You don't have
So
to
you're
be,
telling me there's a chance.
No,
There's chances for everyone.
we don't judge at all. Like nobody's better than anyone
Okay.
at all.
Not
you
at
know,
all.
when we meet a lot of these celebrities, we don't get starstruck because they're just people too. They just people with a lot of money and they work hard just like we work hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not easy making the money they make. Because a lot of times we're there behind the scenes and it's a lot of work.
More money, more problems.
Absolutely, that's a very, very true statement.
Don't live
More
above your
money
means.
and
That's for
don't.
sure.
So what would you like to end this on? Like the last thing that you guys would like to share with the people that are listening and watching today?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say
What
to
do I
all
wanna
those
share?
people out there listening, it doesn't matter what your profession is. Just make sure you have a lot of time, quiet time to yourself, and really get in touch with your inner soul. Because if you don't, if you're so caught up with the chaos and the partying and the, whatever you're caught up with, you're not listening to yourself. Make sure you listen to yourself. And if you don't want to blend in, that's okay. If you want to, I don't know, like wear a bright orange shirt with black pants and look like Halloween every day, go ahead and do it. If it makes you happy and that much passion, have more passion for people
Yes.
and for
Or
yourself.
more confidence.
Right.
Yeah, then do it. But
a good way
do
to think.
not limit yourself. Do not limit yourself. And a lot of times, like, if you're very close to your family, sometimes your family can discourage you.
Yeah.
You know they love you and you love them. So don't feel bad to leave if you have to. They're going to love you always. But don't be scared like, oh, my family's telling me I'm going to not make it or whatever. It's okay. You can figure it out on your own. But I do have to say, also, it is very, very... whatever, we're not going to talk about religion, but whatever religion you are, make sure you stay in contact with God for sure. Like, because He is the one that gave you the gift, and He got us through. And just having faith. It's just have faith in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and just listen. Quiet time is the best.
Very
And
true.
don't, always stay focused and really focus on your dream. You're like Angel said, people are always going to discourage you. I know firsthand. Everybody told me that I was never good enough. I was never going to do it. Everywhere from my family to like people I worked with to people, around me, they said I wasn't going to make it. And I made it a thing to prove them wrong, because in this world, you could either prove them right or prove them wrong. And it feels so much better to prove them wrong and do it with a smile. You know what I mean? And do it because you want to. And dreams, it's not a dream. You know what I mean? You can make it reality. I sometimes, I wake up in the morning and I go for a walk and I like start getting teary-eyed because it's like I'm living my dream. I might not be where I want to be, but I know that I'm well on my way, and it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you come from, what background you come from. If your parents are immigrants, like, you can do it,
Yeah. I think
You just
very
have to believe in
inspiring.
yourself.
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think you guys have a lot of great messages that people can take away regardless of what they want to do with
And that's
their
just
life.
the beginning of it.
And and part
Sure,
two coming
I
up
can
next.
continue.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having
you.
us.
I loved this, and you guys are so inspiring. Where can people get in touch with you and reach out to you? One more time, your Instagram.
My
was it?
Instagram, it's Juicy G. So you spell it kind of funky. It's JUCIEG.
And Angel.
And mine is at Prince Angel 1987. A lot of people think print like you're printing a paper. No, it's Prince.
Prince.
Like
Like
the
Prince.
belated
Like
Prince.
Prince.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, copy
And-
that.
Yeah,
Prince and Princess.
and the reason, so just,
right.
just contact me and just don't DM me on
Okay.
Instagram because I won't respond.
And the emails are on there too. Okay,
the
cool.
emails are on there.
And you can find me at Ashley Daniels on Twitter, and Periscope is Ashley Daniels as well. Snapchat's I'm Ashley Daniels, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bye.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.